Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David Ivey.
Hey there, and welcome to Pub Crawl, the best source of Vegas-y drinking goodness. As always, I'm Alicia.
As always, I am
As
David.
always.
Not always. Sometimes we go as our nom de plumes.
Oh, nice.
Captain Flint.
Ooh, giving away my nom de
Yes,
plume.
that is your nom
No,
de
my nom de plume is D. Thomas Ivy.
Oh, that's your
'Cause doesn't
pirate.
it
Your
sound
pirate
like a-
name is
my pirate
Captain
name.
Flint.
Right.
That's right.
I'm the
Oh.
Commodore.
The Commodore.
The Commodore of...
That's all.
As in brick house? Ow.
Yes.
First, we went to welcome the live studio audience.
Live studio audience!
And of course, the live chat room. Hey, guys.
Hey, live chat room. We got an email that says live chat rocks. And I
Yes.
bet it does. I was in the live chat room a couple days ago for another show, because I can't be on this show. 'cause
Aren't you still logged in?
I am on this show. How funny is that? I left my computer on from watching another show on Vegas Video Network, and I'm still logged in.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
So if somebody starts typing,
You know what else was creepy?
it's going to be real creepy.
Here's what happened. I was watching Top of the Food Chain, whatever day that was, and we were texting, we were asking questions, and I didn't log out. Literally the next morning, I got up like, I'm so tired, and I heard voices coming out of the room. Like, what? And I had that moment of, what could that? Because it's coming out of the studio. What is? And I walked in, and it was that sports show was just going.
That sports
Yeah, that
show,
sports.
I believe. Yes.
Vegas Sports Net was going live out of my room. It was really, because if you go to that new page, which is vegasvideonetwork.com/live, you just leave it on there. There's no reason to leave. I'm not. I'm logged on right now.
All right. There you go.
Which reminds me, if you'd like to talk to us and you're not in the live chat room, pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com, pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. We're also Twitter, huge on Twitter. Huge. The LV Locals is us, and @Vegas Video Network is the whole network. I just tweeted just a minute ago.
Cool. Give him that number, David.
It is. Our toll-free listener line is 866-966-4599.
He's good with numbers. Certainly good with numbers.
You know,
It's also 1400 a.m.
that's pretty prestigious. We kind of put that towards the end, but that could be first. 1400 a.m. every Friday night, 6 to 10.
We changed the time on that.
Oh.
It's
Thanks
8 to
for
12.
telling us.
8 to 12.
Thanks for telling us, Scott.
No, thank you for telling us. Now this week we know.
8 to 12.
8 to 12 on
make a note.
the great KSHP 1400 AM in Las Vegas. Also, Roku. We are huge on Roku. We are the #1 rated Las Vegas drinking show on Roku. #1.
Tell your friends about
#1. We are #1. Undisputed. And
You need a drink?
I do. I'll explain why we're so uppity in here in a minute, but let's get through this.
Number 2, by the way?
Oh, I won't even go into
Pub Crawl.
I want to go into them because we just leapfrog those suckers. Anyway, iTunes. We're on iTunes. Gotta love us. We're audio and video. We met somebody this weekend that listens to us on the tube.
Very cool.
But that in England doesn't mean television. Because I was like, why would you listen to us on the tube? Can't you just see us on the tube? He's like, mate, I don't, whatever. Anyway, apparently the tube there doesn't mean television.
No.
I don't know what it means, but it doesn't mean television.
If Sally were here, she could tell you.
Exactly. Oh, I know what it means. It's their Subway. Anyway, and we're also on iTunes. No, YouTube.
Okay.
That would be video. But
It's
now
that time.
I can explain my giddy mood here in a second when we get to the first segment of the show, which is called Cocktail of the Week. Normally we do a test drink here on the show. This one happens to have something in it that I can't even explain. Well, I'll explain it as we make it. Let's get to the cocktail of the week. Then I'll explain why we're so.
All right, so this one is called a barbed wire.
Barbed wire. Now, if you look at the ingredients, that number 3 ingredient right there is what'll do you. That's a half a teaspoon of absinthe. Half a teaspoon.
Which is not much.
I made 2 test cocktails of this. We split it amongst 4 people. I'm a little loopy.
That was, well, okay, it also has 3 ounces of vodka in it.
Well, yeah, but
Which might do the trick there.
I don't know. It said half. So anyway,
Get
barbed
started.
wire in. To give a little shout out, we went to a party this week.
Yes, the Halloween
Barb's
party.
Halloween party. The infamous Barb had her Halloween party every year, and we've missed it every year until this year. And I won't miss it again. It was great.
It was wonderful.
So in honor of her, we're making a barbed wire. This is a classic-y kind of cocktail, ladies and gentlemen. Absinthe. We're big absinthe drinkers, but now I realize why. Man, it feels good. Sweet vermouth, vodka, and any excuse to use the Chambord.
Yes.
So, walk me through it. It's a martini, and it ain't for the meek. In fact,
No.
we used to use the term. We might still use the term. It's a bold cocktail. I use that term because it's got nothing but alcohol in it. There's no mixer.
How did Scott describe this drink? It's something that they would drink on Mad Men.
Yes. Right.
Okay, so it's 3 ounces of vodka.
Okay, 3. Now it's funny because I did this last time, and since we got the 1 ounce and we had the 1.5 ounce. I used the 1.5, so 3 will make 2 of these. So anyway, it's 3 ounces of vodka, however you want to shake it, and I kind of go a little heavy on the vodka because I'm making 2 of these. There we go.
Okay.
Wait. I got to break out my pub crawl towel
Isn't that nice?
and sop up a little of the vodka that just spilled right there. Okay. Vodka done.
Okay.
Half
a teaspoon.
Now, what do you?
Chambord.
I mean, what is? Oh, Chambord first. It doesn't matter, I guess. Chambord, which is raspberry liqueur, high-end raspberry liqueur.
Raspberry.
Yes. So I'm just gonna do like a little bit of a capful-ish kind of thing, like that.
Yeah.
A little dab will do you. I mean, especially I'm not a huge raspberry guy, but
Half a teaspoon of absinthe.
okay. See the steam coming out of this? It's like, whew, even the smell will do you. I'm just kind of doing like.
Ghostly vapors coming out of that bottle.
Yes, I'm just doing like that. This is Lucid brand, by the way. Not the best, but good.
And a half teaspoon of sweet vermouth.
Now this side, I hate, but you know what? It works in this. Like that. Might have been a full teaspoon. Maybe a little more. I don't know. Shake and pour,
Shake
right?
and strain.
All right. Shake and strain. That should be our nicknames.
Can I be shake and you can be strain? And you know what? We never do garnishes, which is kind of a crime.
You're supposed to garnish, but you know what?
So if you were to garnish, a lemon twist would be
nice.
in order.
Now, it's kind of skin colored, wouldn't you think? Like, it's kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of skin colored. Is it my skin color?
Well, yeah, because you're the palest of us all.
Well, I'm kind of still tan from a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a barbed wire.
It's good.
It's amazing. It's so good. It's so good. It's amazing. I hate to have you go out and buy Chambord and absinthe just to make
But if
this.
you just have it laying around from another cocktail we've made on previous shows,
Right. And we just happen to have.
go ahead and use it.
Oh, it's so good. That is one of the top ones we've made on the show.
And the last few ones have been pretty big stinkers.
Yes. Don't do any of those.
Well,
do this.
I mean, just not.
By the way,
not to our taste
yeah.
preference.
This one, it could use a lemon though. That's funny. It could use a little acid.
See, that's when the garnish.
A sugared lemon would even be better. Or a burned, dehydrated lemon like they have at the Wynn. But I don't even know how to do that. Would they just lay it on top?
You have to learn how to do that.
We have a chat
Oh,
thingy.
Yeah, Jacob wants to know if you have any extra.
we can make another.
We could. We'll probably have to have another round here.
I think he might want to.
It's pretty serious.
Everybody's Googling over here.
All right, we do have a drunk term.
We do have a drunk term. It is called stout gout. Now, I found this because we went out drinking at McMullen's for David's birthday, and we had lots of stout, lots of Guinness. So I was looking for something with Guinness reference or beer, and I found this. So this is the morning after flatulence, after heavily drinking Guinness.
Stout gout.
Stout gout. Now, I never get this. I don't know, but I hear some people do.
You don't remember getting it.
I don't get it. Shut up. Or some people say, they get the craps when they drink too much beer or whatever. I don't know. That doesn't really happen.
Yeah, that doesn't happen to me.
It happens to I don't know, some boys I know.
Not me.
You.
Not me. Anyway, now that we have this wonderful cocktail, let's take a quick commercial break for some important messages, and we'll come back with Pub Crawl Adventure. Take it away.
Traditional media believes that after about 3 minutes, you'll tune out. Most Vegas media companies think if it doesn't jiggle, you won't tune in. At the Vegas Video Network, we think both are wrong. The Vegas Video Network is the first and only live online broadcast network that specializes in insider news and expert views about Vegas. We combine great storytelling with the ability to watch when and where you want on your computer, mobile device, or television. Discover the real Las Vegas. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com.
And we're back.
Whew, the absinthe is getting to me.
He's got the vapors. He's going down.
Getting to me. I'm like Picasso. I'm gonna start peeling the skin off my head. Oh, absinthe was it's pretty. Oh, by the way, did you notice on that commercial how many times you saw Pub Crawl?
If you can tell us in live chat, Scott has a prize for you.
Yep.
Yes, I'll say if you can tell us on live chat, you win Bob's Roku. Sorry, Bob.
But real quick, absinthe. There's a lot of history about it. I have a couple of books on it, on how it's made with wormwood, and the new stuff is made with wormwood. Now, a lot of people get kind of scared of that, but you know what? You do have to build it up in your system for years.
You have to drink so much of it for it to even have any effect.
What really is you have to worry about with absinthe is it's really strong. It's like putting 151 in your drink. So you've got to be very, very sparing with it. You can't just make, the old days, if you do like Pernod or Absinthe, which are the liqueurs that taste like absinthe, you can do like that in 7-Up and you're fine. If you did absinthe in 7-Up, I wouldn't want to be you.
A little goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so our adventure, what a crazy adventure we had here in Las Vegas. You must know because I'm wearing the most Las Vegas of t-shirts right now.
You should jump up so they can see. Oh, they're back out in the camera.
I'm wearing the baby shirt. Come on, I won this.
Oh, yes, they sell those in every single Las Vegas
But I won it. I officially won this shirt, and I'll get to that in a second. So, being my birthday, there's a tradition. A tradition. It's like a turducken.
But a tradition.
But it's a tradition. Every year, since I can remember, and since I can afford it, back in California, in Southern California, on my birthday, I would go to Lowry's the Prime Rib on La Cienega down in Restaurant Row. But I moved to Vegas. What is a boy to do? Oh, that's okay. We also have a Lowry's the Prime Rib on, it says it's on Howard Hughes Parkway, just like it said that Bahama Breeze is on Howard Hughes Parkway. But actually, it's on Restaurant Row, which is where it is, but it's Flamingo and Paradise. And this Lowry's the Prime Rib is just as awesome as the one in California, or in Beverly Hills. The best prime rib on the planet.
And they have a really nice cocktail lounge.
Their bar cocktail lounge is off of the hoof.
Which they just call it their lounge.
Yes, and it's classic cocktails, all classic cocktails, and free potato chips, homemade. Okay, wait, let's discuss this for a second. When you're at a restaurant that says homemade, it's not. It might be handmade, it might be made fresh, but it's not made at home.
Maybe they made it at their house.
They did not. But they are. You talk about a snack at a bar. I've had some good snacks at bars. The Win Nuts are still the best, but these potato chips, pretty amazing. And considering you're paying $11, $12 a drink.
Yeah, they're not cheap, and I don't think there's any happy hour. I didn't even know.
There's a lunch for the food, but I don't know if there's any happy hour.
I wouldn't expect there to be.
No, but it's an amazing place. The food is literally an experience. If it's a special occasion, out of all the steakhouses I've been to, this is the best. Mainly because it's not a steakhouse, it's a prime rib house. Even though you can get their prime rib cut and turned into a ribeye. Really expensive, but you can do it. And it's on the menu, and it's supposed to be great. But
it was darn
love it. It's a 5-star joint. I give it 5 thumbs up. So, I mean, it's absolutely the best food I've ever had in my life. Hands down, easily.
Well, happy birthday.
Yes, it was great. They give you Yorkshire pudding and potatoes, and you will gain 4 pounds there. There's no question. It's all nothing but fatty carbs and fat. Oh, so good. Okay, so we started there, you and I, for a little special one-on-one time. And then we ran around after that and ended up at Cheers and all kinds of crazy stuff. But then the next night was an actual birthday party that we had at McMullen's Irish Pub, because if you're going to have a party and you have multiple people, Irish pubs are the way to go. McMullen's would be my first choice. But any Irish pub, it's just great for big groups.
And Friday night was better for the party anyway.
Oh, yeah. But
that was good.
Great, tons of people. Pubs are fun because people can sit, people can smoke outside, they can smoke inside. There's 2 sections. There's food. There's Irish nachos. There's
actually, was it Bob Scott?
Yep, Bob Scott.
He showed up. I know that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he did. And also discovered Guinness launched a new beer that night, or this month. It was the Black Lager.
It was good.
It was really good. They had it on special.
I'm not a big fan of the draught.
The draft.
Draft.
Right. I do like that.
I like the darker the better. It's good.
Well, anyway, but Black Lager was really good. So, I mean, that's always a great time. Anyways, so Saturday rolls around, and it was the first annual Vegas Internet Mafia Barbecue. That's where I won the shirt. Those are the guys that do Vegas Gang podcast and all those, Hunter that does the Vegas Mate app and all those guys had a barbecue. Great. We walked in, everybody knew who we were. That was so cool because, being the #1 rated Las Vegas video podcast on Roku, we walked in, and even the guy that runs the Pulse of Vegas blog was like, "Oh, it's Dave and Alicia. They're famous." She was telling the guy that's giving her sore tags.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. We hung out with Matt from England, who watches us on the tube, not the telly, the tube.
Oh, and Matt wanted me to mention that England as a whole does not think that Matt Voss is not the voice. Apparently, that's like a
Matt
thing.
Goss.
Matt Goss. I said Matt Voss.
Right.
Matt Goss.
He did say that. He's not.
I know a Voss.
Right. He says that's right. He's not the voice.
He's not the voice.
Right. I don't know.
Apparently, that's
funny.
In England. It's not true.
He was a big boy band.
Yes, but they call him over in England. They call him
England,
here
yeah.
the voice.
But apparently, he's not like that great.
They don't say that in England. Like when they're sitting and have a couple of pints. Oh, that guy Matt Goss. The voice Matt Goss.
So Salah says the same thing, but I guess he sells out huge in England.
Really?
And he kills here. He was at the Palms. Now he's at Caesars. I mean, I don't know how well he's. He's only playing the Barge. I'd play the Barge.
Yeah,
it's not a huge play.
Yeah, it's not a big venue.
He's no Zoe Bowie. I mean,
he's got good representation.
Yes.
So that was at the Planet Hollywood Diamond Club.
That was a cool place. It was
very cool.
We had been up there before when it was the London Club, back when it was the Aladdin. We found out the Aladdin was starting to Planet Hollywood up there drinking one night. Yeah. Just you and I there was nobody up there. It was fun. We had a great time.
Well, that was pretty cool. A pretty cool event. They had lots of games, and that's how you won that. Because you stumped
Dr. Dave.
Dr. Dave on a Star Trek question.
Right. And I won this, and then I stumped him again and won bottle service at Pure, which I haven't done yet.
Yeah, we're saving.
We just got it on Saturday, so we're going to go to Pure, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to Pure nightclub at Caesars and getting bottle service. I'm imagining it's still going to cost us $1,000, even though we got free bottles. I just imagine.
Who knows?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out. We'll do it.
Pure
and
nightclub.
Report back on it.
We will. Chat room.
Yeah, Scott from the Vegas Video Network wants to know: are we invited to Pure?
I don't know. You have to write in, Scott, and let us know that. Oh, it's Scott from the Vegas Video Network.
Scott just wrote back.
We should all do that. That would be actually a really fun thing to do one night. So then from there, I don't know what we did. Oh, that was party night. That was Saturday night. Pre-Halloween parties.
Oh yeah, so we
went to party.
We had 2 really fun. Well, Barb's
party, hence the barbed wire drink. And then we went to another party that we didn't know the guy, but we knew some people there. Anyway, had a great time. So anyways, the next morning we thought we need some, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not proud to admit this. Actually, I am kind of proud to admit this. I woke up feeling like absolute poop.
Well, guess what? You were drinking the whole night before.
Absinthe. But I was the first time I've been that hungover since I was a wee lad.
Halloween parties.
I mean, I really felt bad. I mean, we needed to eat. And we needed to eat something bad for us, and we needed it quick. So we're like, okay, we need Mexican food. Closest Mexican food to us is Pink Taco at Hard Rock. Okay, it was Sunday, which means it's Douchebag Central rehab, but whatever, let's just go. We get there, but there was a point halfway there where the light wasn't turning quick, and I thought, I'm going to pass out. Not from, like, being drunk. I'm not drunk anymore, but just that I've got that, whoa. Like, just come on, light, turn green, turn green. I mean, I was feeling really bad. We get into Pink Taco. They could not bring the chips and salsa fast enough, and it was really making me mad. And that lady made me mad. And that comes to our tip of the week that I'll mention later on what not to do, ladies and gentlemen, is what she did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bad news. So we went there. We ordered the super extra hot Diablo salsa. Pink Taco's not cheap. And we get the bill, and you're like, wow, that was a lot.
And we burned that party right out of us.
But I tell you, those nachos were a 9.
Oh, yes, they were
Their
big.
nachos were incredible. That's how bad we felt. We like nachos. Bring them on. And a margarita. We got a margarita and nachos, and we were back on our game. We were fine. So then we said, let's just go to Vegas. That's how, as we do. Now that we feel good after too much drinking, let's have a couple beers and let's go do Vegas. So we walked around and did a lot of Vegas-y stuff. We ended up back at Dick's Last Resort. I'm just mentioning this because we hate that place, and then we kind of like it.
It's all right.
And then we kind of hate it, and we kind of like it. One of these days, we got to find some people to go with us and have 5, 10 of us sit at the bar and have a good time because almost liking it.
We got our sea legs, I'm pretty sure now. Because we walked in, we recognized this jerk from before.
And they are jerks.
And they are jerks on purpose, of course.
Right.
So we walk in, and we're just a complete jerk.
And we're jerks. In fact, we're so jerky. They've got bras hanging on the bar, and we told them there's a bug on that one, and there was a bug.
Yeah, there's like a beetle or something crawling on this bra, and we're like, there's a bug on the bra.
It's like, hey, you guys, because if you don't know Dick's Last Resort, their whole point is
they'll insult you at the bar.
Yeah, they try to insult you and be mean to you. So we're like, well, there's a bug in your bra. Normally, I wouldn't even mention that, especially out loud in front of everybody. But you know what? You guys are jerks. There's a bug in your bra. And he's like, oh, and he pulled it off, and like he got serious all of a sudden. He's like, oh, jerky man isn't so jerky now, is he? So we're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, all right. We got some beers. Oh, because you know why we went in there? We got that little. We took our own advice. When you get the 2-for-1 beers at Dick's, out in front.
Yeah.
So we went in and got our 2-for-1 beers. But that just wasn't doing it. We were hungry. I didn't want everything. Also, if you go in there and you go, can I see a menu? They do this.
Yeah, they just point at the wall.
They point at the wall where it is.
And it's like kind of hard to see anyway. It's so big that it's like,
all right. They're kind of, like I said, I kind of halfway hate them, but I kind of halfway like them. Anyway, they point at the wall. The chicken fingers look good. Someone had them, and I looked at the wall. They were $14.
Yeah.
But, no, we're out of here. So this is the weirdest thing. We walked over to New York. We're like, maybe we'll get a Nathan's dog. I don't know. We already had nachos today. We really want to blow it that bad. Walking around, and we thought, there's this crazy little secret place that we've seen, I think, from the air. That's how crazy this is.
I've seen this since we first started vacationing. It's been there forever.
Back between MGM and that M&M World and all that, you know where all that crap is right in there? There's a back alley that goes between them. What's that steakhouse? It's not McCormick and Schmidt's, but it's like Wilson and Pickett's or whatever.
Well, what is that?
Whatever that is. It's behind. Now, we've seen this, I think, from being on top.
Smith and Malinsky, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Smith and
Malinsky. But I think we were up top, like maybe not Mix, but maybe the top of Mandarin Oriental. You could see that, oh my God, back in there, there's like a whole world.
It's inset, and there's all these little stores and a restaurant.
And literally, it's all extremely Asian. I mean, literally, there's an alley, and literally you drive your truck back there, and it's Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, it's literally Big Trouble in Little China.
Not that bad. Oh, David Lopan is back there.
Yes, I mean,
it's called. Gilby says it's called Smith and Walensky, and then Jackie said, no, it's Wilson and Pickett's.
What?
Oh, that's what I said.
It's Smith and Walensky. That's awesome.
It's Clinton and Malinsky's. So that'll be a way to remember it. But no, literally, it's Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, it's this little alley, and you go back there, and there's like 400-year-old Japanese guys.
Asian gangs with those little.
Yeah, the Asian gangs back there. Yeah, with those little glasses that are just the one line. Like, it's crazy. I mean, it's the most Asian-y thing I've ever. It's like literally, the manhole covers have steam coming out of them, and there's people like doing laundry and like
those big rattan hats.
Yeah, with the big rattan hats. I mean, it's that like right back there. And there's this Korean barbecue place called Ginseng 2 Korean BBQ.
Korean barbecue.
And it was like the most, Korean place. Not only were we the only two non-Koreans in there, we might have been the only two non-Koreans ever to have been in there. I mean, seriously. I mean, it was like, and you can't even believe it's back there, but you could see it right when you walk by. It's right across from Diablo's, kinda. You could see it back there.
Yeah, so we knew that it was going to be great. Same thing we thought when we went to Goemon.
Oh, right, when you go in,
like
right.
The only
or you go to Tacos El Gordo.
Yeah.
Which is the best tacos in the world. You know you are because you walk in and like, wow.
Well, it's like midnight and there's nothing but Mexican families and like 6-year-old Mexican kids.
Right, at midnight, you're like, oh, this has got to be good. And it is the best in the world. Anyway, we go back there. It's the first, so you go, it's called Ginseng 2, and you can't read anything, and they've got these huge ginsengs and bottles, and it's kind of little
cool.
It's an alley. How bad can it be? And it's so good. I got cock dung sim. Not the first time I've had that. But it's a Korean barbecue, so they have the little hibachi, whatever. We didn't get that though. We got soups because we were still feeling a little under the weather. I got hangover soup.
Oh,
that's why I'm wearing the shirt.
It was called hangover.
I just figured it out. You asked me why am I wearing the shirt? I'm like, I don't know. I just remember I was gonna because I was hungover and I got hangover soup. And this is the shirt from Hangover, if you had noticed. Also, if you walk around Vegas, you will see 400,000 people wearing this shirt on any given day.
No, the food there was really good, and the prices weren't bad either.
No, I can't believe how cheap it was, and it was.
We'll be going back.
Yes.
That's somewhere you can walk to on the strip for like a nice. Like
you know what? Well, you're on the strip where everything's really expensive and very, there's like it's right next to Hard Rock Hotel, not the hotel, but the Hard Rock.
Like burgers and fries.
Yeah,
and
you can go back in there and get hangover soup with like chicken feet hanging out of it and stuff. Like it was like authentic and so good. And they bring all the kimchi's and stuff. You don't even have any idea what it is.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, I give it again stars. I mean, it was great. There's probably some super Korean barbecue joint that's super great, but I don't know. This was, for me, I thought it was great. And the location was killer. So, love that. So, anyway, that got rid of our hangover, and that was the end of Saturday. But anyway, so the other night, we were continuing our adventure. Oh, no, it's not. That was Saturday night. During the day, we did what we came here to talk about.
Yes. Okay, so this is the place we've been meaning to go for
about a week or two.
About a week, because we heard about it. It's a horror-themed bar.
A horror-themed restaurant and bar.
Oh, sorry, it's a grill and bar. It's not a bar and grill. Okay, wait,
but let's slow down. Horror,
not
themed.
Horror.
Yeah, there are horror-themed bars and restaurants in Vegas, but this is a horror-themed bar and restaurant. Grill and bar, as they call it, called the Underworld. It's
brand new.
Brand new. In fact, it doesn't officially open till Friday. It's on Decatur and what?
Spring Mountain.
Okay, so it's right by Chinatown-ish. Between Spring Mountain and Flamingo on Decatur, real close to the Strip. I'll say it again: horror-themed grill and bar. We're like, are you kidding me? We actually had that idea a long time ago, and our vapor bar was going to be awesome. I say vapor because it never existed. But this place is killer. It used to be the emergency room, and then it used to be some other kind of. It's its own building.
It's huge.
Huge. They got a huge stage.
Yeah, it's been closed for a while.
They've got different rooms that are lit up. One's all blue, one's all red. It's like hell and heaven.
They're calling it heaven and hell.
Right. There's like lounges, and then the whole bar. It's got Freddy Krueger's everywhere and Jason's and Exorcist, and it's just all horror.
Big hanging ghoul from the ceiling.
Yes.
It's all just horror movie stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh, chat room.
Oh.
All these people are writing. Are they saying a horror?
That's what. Yeah.
Horror.
Horror. Horror.
H-O-R-R.
And it's all blanking out because the chat blanks out. Like, are they saying Asterisk, whore?
No, because like I said, there are horror-themed restaurants in Vegas, but this ain't one of them. Well, it might be eventually, but right now it's not. It's horror. And it's awesome. So we sat down. There was no one there yet because it's not officially open. We didn't know it wasn't officially open. But it is open, but it's not officially. So we walk in. The bar still got wood on it because the games haven't been put in yet. It's all opening on Friday, this Friday.
They're still installing everything at the bar.
So we sat and talked to the owners for, 4 hours. So we just sat there, and it was great. I learned a lot about bars. I mean, being bar and nacho people, we learned a lot about how they said the pizza's great. We had just eaten. That we just had pink taco. We're like, damn, because we're not hungry. And we learned how you get pizza.
Well, they're supposed to have really, really great pizza.
Yeah, because they do it. They go out, they get the sauce, and they get the crust, and then they make it. And they're really proud of their pizza because they designed it to be good.
Actually, their focus is more on their restaurant side.
Right, that's what they're calling it, the Underworld Grill and Bar. And if it's hard to find, it's because it's not even open yet. But they have a Facebook called the Underworld Grill and Bar.
But I was doing a search just for Underworld. I couldn't find anything. You have to do the...
Well, you do find a lot of the homeless living underground things.
Yeah, which I never knew. I want to go.
I saw that on CSI, so you know it had to be true. Yeah. But this place is great. Now, we can't give it a full because it's not even really officially open yet. But what we saw and what we heard, it's great. This is going to be I'm assuming it's 24 hours. This is going to be a spot that we go to a lot.
Yeah, all their food it's kind of like...
Oh, Freddy Fingers.
Creepy themed.
Yeah, everything's,
Freddy Fingers, Holy Hell Poppers, Freaky Fried Mushrooms, and
something that they're doing sounded great. It was the grilled cheese saw massacre.
Yeah.
And it was a grilled cheese is the bottom bun, a full grilled cheese. Then it was like, what he said, blue cheese and Gruyere and all this stuff in the middle. And then the top bun is another grilled cheese. And it's like a food challenge thing.
But not officially.
Not officially like a challenge. I mean, you don't get like, he said it's not that hard to eat. After you eat it, it might be hard to poop. But it's not hard to eat. I'm assuming you probably won't be regular for a couple weeks after that. But they have all this kind of... It's all horror themed.
And they're going to also host a lot of parties, like the day before, or actually the morning, right? Mm-hmm. They hosted a big kids party there.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like family friendly during the day, and then
we're always. I don't know if you know this about us. We're always looking for themed restaurants. I like themed bar and restaurants. I think now that Vegas is getting kind of out of the themes, I miss it. I like going into a place like Frankie's Tiki Room or the old Corks, bar at the Star Trek thing, or in this ways it's a theme. I like that you kind of get to visit different lands. And this was cool.
And it's going to be another karaoke spot.
They do karate karaoke.
Yes, on Sundays.
Which apparently goes around town. You can do it all over, but they're doing it on Sundays where you earn your belts by doing how many songs you do. And I'm not sure how it works, but eventually you have to get your next belt, like your yellow belt or whatever, you have to do a song and the guy will just pick it randomly. And then you have to do it. Then you get your belt and you move to the next class, and it's like a big
go through certain tiers and you
sounds great.
Pass the test.
They're gonna have a comedy night on Wednesdays, live band, local bands on Thursdays.
And they're just getting started, so they're not even officially open yet. Yeah. The owners, Christy and Jazz, really cool guys.
Yeah, great. It was awesome. Oh, chat room.
Bill wants to know, did you hear about Frankie getting their neon sign?
Yes, in fact, Neon was telling me about that. It's so funny. They didn't lose Frankie's. They lost the sign Tiki Room. The neon. I didn't even know you can steal neon. Cause I don't know if you pull it off, like gas comes out. I don't even know what neon really...
Well, they said it was a pro job because somebody had wanted to come in and do a close inspection of it.
Yeah, well, how dumb. It was someone they said was was big in the tiki community.
And they wanted to get a close look, so they let them.
No, they said they were asking where they got it made and all this information. And the next thing you know, it ends up stolen.
Yeah, they looked at it, and once they found it was stolen, they looked at it, and it was a pro job. So
also, Frankie's is apparently doing the killer Halloween thing this year, which we'll have to report on next week because it's apparently crazy good.
You want to know about it now?
Well, you tell me about it. Frankie's Tea Room, by the way, over on Charleston, as you know, is one of our favorite places. In fact, last Halloween's episode, they were on the show.
Yes. Okay, so news about Frankie's. October 28th through the 31st, they're doing this whole Halloween spectacular thing.
Right.
It's going to have live action performances in there by there's a one-armed mermaid.
Ooh.
There's going to be a big life-size rat fink. It's one of their drinks kind of things. We're walking around, and then they're going to have zombie monkeys hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, I know what we're doing tonight.
And actually, Brett Bailey even texted today.
The infamous.
Yes, talking about Frankie's is going to be decked out for Halloween, and they wish they could be here.
Wow. Well, cool.
That's a nice little
zombie
monkey.
Yes. So, yeah. Well, that was our adventure. We'll leave a few things out. It's all right.
We will.
We got things to do.
We'll get back to that.
We'll do that later, because all I'm gonna do is talk smack about them anyway.
Yeah, we want to leave this on a good note.
Yeah, and let's leave it on a good note.
All right.
So, anyways, we got a lot to hear from you. We got a lot of wow.
A lot to hear from you.
We got a lot to hear from you. Woo! Where's that beer? I think I'm gonna switch over to the. Wow, I'm gonna tread lager for a little bit. Wow.
Let's see if you can touch your nose.
You know, it's not that it's that much alcohol. It's absinthe makes you goofy. I've always said it's a different. You know, it's no big secret. Never done drugs. Not a big drug guy. But I'll tell you, I know different drunks. Like beer drunk is different than a wine drunk, and a wine drunk's different. Absinthe is the weirdest drunk there is. Even like a slight buzz like we have now, it's different. It's kind of a whoa. It's cool. Chat room.
Oh.
Chad is complaining that your glasses are empty.
Mine's not.
I almost.
Almost.
Believe me, if you knew what magic was in that little bit. Whew. So.
We don't like chat to be sad though.
Don't do any of that though. That's all I'm doing of that.
Okay.
So anyway, let's get to hear from you in a little segment we call Hey Bartender. This is where I'm gonna pull up a chair. I'm gonna take a snooze. And Lisa's gonna read email.
Oh, stop it. Okay. First one is from Dustin Burgund. It's David Alicia. I'm staying at Aria in February over Super Bowl weekend, and I don't recall you two ever mentioning hanging out there much. We don't.
Wonder why that is.
Oh, I don't know. There's not much info online about the bars at Aria. Do they have any mixology bars like Vesper at Cosmo? Is there any must-go bar like that at Aria?
Aria is not our cup of tea, but
they do have a
mixology bar to end all mixology bars. Sage, which is a restaurant there. Only problem is they're open. One of those crazy open at.
They're open for dinner only.
Yeah, it's kind of a nutty thing. But apparently, we heard about them through some of our buddies at Downtown Cocktail Room that said, "Have you been to Sage? They've got insane cocktails there."
They've got great mixologists there. I don't know. We heard that maybe last year or so.
And we've seen the menu, and it's great. But every time we go, it's during the day, and they're not open.
And yeah, you're on the strip location. It's like drink strips, like $16 each.
Yeah, they're going to be $16.
They look really, really good, but we've actually not tried it yet.
But you are right next door to Cosmo, so you could just go to Cosmo. But Aria in general. No, there's a couple things that are noted for being really good there. The American Fish has a great happy hour, which is upstairs.
Oh yeah, they have an awesome happy hour.
Yeah, that's a great happy hour. And but the Sage is supposed to have the cocktails of cocktails, but we've never done it because whatever. Also, Todd English Pub is there.
But we would love if you went to Sage and then reported back.
Yeah, let us know because we haven't done it. But that and Todd English, which we have been to, is awesome. And that's the English Pub right in front. It's a fortune.
But if you can slam a beer, in what was it, 7 seconds?
It's 12 seconds.
12 seconds.
Yeah. It's a pint.
It's free. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a 2 limit.
Yeah. So. But and that's a Todd English Pub. That's in Aria. That's the funnest we've ever had at Aria is at Todd English. We had a miserable time. We went back again and had a outrageously fun time. We went back again and walked out. The service was so bad. So it really hit or miss. But that's Todd English. It's apparently the food is supposed to be amazing. All we got were the free peanuts, but it was great. We've had a wonderful with Brad A. Had a great time there.
Oh, he did.
Yes. Well, I don't know if he had. We did.
We found him.
No, he's fine.
That was one of the nights. I think that might have been one of the nights we took him out and.
No.
Why to leave him for dead?
No.
That wasn't a horror themed restaurant that we took him to.
No. Okay, and this continues.
Okay.
On another note, I was not able to find Jefferson at Vesper when I was there in June. This is Vesper and Cosmo, of course.
Okay.
So he was unable to have the famous Dublin After Dark, which is his signature drink.
Yes.
That drink has now made its way to my bucket list. Perhaps we can make a pub crawl adventure out of it. And this is from Dustin Bergen. He says, live chat rocks.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'll tell you, We never had it at Vesper either. We had it at Seville Row. Because he works Seville Row Friday and Saturday nights.
But he said if you do find him at Vesper, he'll make it for you.
Last we heard, he works like Monday, Tuesday, like days we can't normally go to Vesper. Like he works early in the week. If not, he works Seville Row on the weekends, and that's where we've had it. And I forgot what a glorious.
That was really good, and that should be on everybody's bucket.
And it should also be disgusting. I mean, the whole idea of it, of mint and cream and peanut butter, and just sounds. But it's one of the best drinks I've ever had. And you were asking a good question. Was Jefferson what his mustache was called, or was that what he was called?
His name's Jefferson. His mustache was Lexington.
Okay, gotcha.
I remember now.
Yeah, okay.
So. But he lost. Lexington, unfortunately, passed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It did a while ago.
Okay.
Okay. So, the next one. Okay, this is from Rog.
Okay.
The Rog?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I was listening to last week's show about the afternoon happy hour at Taqueria Cananita. As it turns out, mid-afternoon is when I'm usually heading out of my room to start my days in Vegas.
Absolutely.
What other good afternoon happy hours are on the Strip?
Well, did we answer
That's
this?
a question. No, not yet.
Okay. Because I would say the best. I had an itchy nose. The best afternoon happy hour, that one's pretty good. I swear we mentioned this last week, is Paris. Not far from there, right down the street. Well, I'd say it's quite a ways down there. Paris. Open till 7. 2 for 1 martinis. And I mentioned this last week. Bring a friend, though, because 2 martinis. Unless you can handle 2 martinis. If you can handle 2 martinis, then go for it. But
or bring a friend.
I'd say bring a friend. Paris, the La Centrale bar at Paris is the best afternoon happy hour there is.
Oh, there's also V-Bar.
V-Bar, but that's I think that's like 3 to 6. It's a pretty good afternoon. Yeah, V-Bar at in fact that's right downstairs from that Taqueria Cantanelas, whatever that is. So it's in
Cananita?
V-Bar is across from the Blue Man Group Theater in Venetian, and that's got a good afternoon happy hour. Really good. It's hard to find afternoon stuff. Also, Chateau has got an amazing. That's buy a bucket of beer, get a free pizza, which sounds so good right now. I can't stand it. But that's another. Chateau, which is the Chateau Beer Gardens, which is on top of Sugar Factory in front of Paris, has a great afternoon happy hour too, as well. Plus, if you go into Paris, you get 2 for 1 martinis. You stumble out to Chateau, get a pitcher of beer and a pizza. If that's not a perfect day, I can't help you. Chat room.
Oh.
Gilby says you mentioned this previously. Speaking of Mexican places, what was the Project Mayhem drink like?
Project Mayhem.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes. That was. Where did we have it last week?
I don't know.
That was good.
Project Mayhem.
I had
he
Project
mentioned
Mayhem.
it last week's episode. You all did.
It was really good.
That sounds great.
I had it last week. It was
This
delicious.
is the best show
it was
ever.
delicious.
Project Man, that sounds wonderful. Oh, where did you get that? Well, that wasn't Cananita, whatever.
No, that was good.
What is that place called? You just said it. I can never say it. Cananita.
Cananita, David, come on.
Cananita. Okay.
Yes, that drink was excellent.
Project Mayhem. Hey, believe me. Hey, look, we live in Vegas. I can't remember last week. Man, it's a struggle to remember. It's a struggle to remember the week just passed.
I didn't know when we started the show.
I know. You can. Well, like I said, we
Is
leave
it over
stuff
yet?
out.
It's getting hot in here.
I know. Last week before last. Are you kidding me? Jeez. There was a wedding we were supposed to go to. We're like,
Stop it.
No, I'm kidding. We didn't really do that.
Okay. And our last email here. My wife and I were watching your show on TV on Roku.
You know what, by the way, now that I moved Roku up into our bedroom, because it used to be downstairs, but there's too much, that's where cable is. But upstairs, all I've got is DVD player and Star Trek.
And your wife.
Well, I mean, on the TV. But, so now I put
I don't go up there with him.
Well, I put Roku up there. Now I can lay in bed and watch us.
That is weird.
And it's really weird, but it's kind of cool. Like, you know.
Can we watch us laying in bed on this show, and then we can watch us on Roku watching us laying in bed?
But we'd have to be in bed on this show.
Can we be in bed on the show?
That would be pay-per-view.
Right.
And
No, we're not
the
doing
real
that.
money's made on the Vegas Video Network. Stay tuned for Alicia and Dave.
We could do a remote.
We call it
That'd be
bed crawl.
Right, bed crawl.
Bed crawl. Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, my wife and I were watching your show on Roku, and we have a new project now. We're going to start checking out all the party spots you and your wife mentioned on your program. We were interested in checking out the karaoke bar you mentioned, Hot Shots.
Oh, it's great.
But all the phone numbers we found were either connecting us to a fax machine or was listing some lady's residential number who was getting a lot of calls for Hot Shots, and she was not very happy, apparently. Anyway, we just wanted to know, when do they do karaoke? Is it every night all the time, or just on certain nights and times?
And you researched that.
I did, because we just always go on Friday or Saturday.
Right.
So I actually went online and I did the same thing. I just looked for Hot Shots, and I called and it went to a fax line. So I did the old school trick and called 411, and they connected me.
Oh,
So
okay.
It's Wednesday through Saturday, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. is karaoke.
And it goes later than 3 because we've been there later than 3.
Yeah, we've closed it down, and then we go across the street and.
The Putters. That's what we
Go to
said.
Putters.
If that was my tip of the week last week. I do remember that. That if you can't get a room to stay the night, you could just find a bar and just have some food and sit there all night and sober up and drive home in the morning, which is what we did a couple weeks ago at Putters, across from Hot Shots. Used to be Kelly's. See, I thought you could look up Kelly's on Yelp, and it's the same place. Great karaoke. It's a little off the beaten path. It's Flamingo and Pecos, but it's
Well, it's more
proper
of a
Pecos.
locally joint.
Great, though. So much fun.
Awesome.
Yes. Chat room.
Oh.
Jackie wants to know, have you ever tried to make any of the drinks they serve on The Next Generation?
No, because a Sumerian sunrise done in the traditional style, we don't know what's in it. Guinan would have to fill us in on what's in a Sumerian sunrise done in the traditional style. I know it turns red when they do it. But there are some Star Trek themed drinks that we would like to get around to from the old Quark's Bar. And some of those were pretty amazing. Liquid Latinum was pretty awesome. The Warped Core Breach is still maybe one of the best cocktails I've ever had in my life. Well, the problem is it comes in a punch bowl. So we'd have to make it for a big party type situation. We've had them at parties.
They're
Thanksgiving's coming up, we'll probably have another one.
pretty potent.
They're
delicious.
There's 16 ounces of rum in that drink. 16 ounces of rum. That's a pound, right? Is that right? 16 ounces a pound?
A lot.
Let's see. I knew my inside of the peachy folder. Chat room.
Yeah, Scott from the Vegas Video Network says, it'd be good to make that drink during a show.
We might try that. But no, as far as what they made on the show, no idea. But we have some Star Trek themed drinks that we will start bringing in, because I have a whole list of them that I just haven't done yet. So anyway, that was from you guys. So now you know what? It doesn't happen in Vegas, but it does happen on this show. A little segment called Last Call. That last call reminds me of the floor at Hot Shots Bar.
What?
That's what I themed it after, was the Kelly's floor.
Did they have popcorn?
No, I don't know, but they had that tile. That was before they remodeled. Last time we were there doing karaoke, that was a great night.
It was.
I sang Come Sail Away there.
It was magical.
Yeah, yes, it was so random. So here's where you found out how not to get knocked up, knocked out, thrown out, throw up, or thrown in jail in Las Vegas.
You're getting better at this.
This particular tip is for the staff, some of the staff here in Las Vegas. We went to a couple places. One place we didn't mention because it was just going to be a bad review. Was a place in Town Square, a brand new place, and then Pink Taco. I mentioned earlier we were at Pink Taco and we wanted some chips and salsa. And this happened twice to us in one day, and then again later in the weekend. And so the waitress comes over. She goes, "Oh, what can I get you guys?" Well, and you said margarita on the rocks and salt. And I was like, "Oh, that's good. I wasn't going to get that, but that sounds great. I'll have one of those too." "Oh, and we need some chips and salsa." We didn't want to go into it, but we're extremely hungover, and we need something hot and salty right now. We're feeling really bad. We didn't say that. We just said, "Can we get some chips and salsa?" And can we get the Diablo salsa? That's the top secret salsa they have in the back. Come to find out, Ricardo's too. Everybody's got that. Every Mexican restaurant has the secret salsa in the back. But anyway, that's what we tell her. So some guy from the kitchen comes out with the special salsa. And we still don't have our chips and our regular salsa. She comes out with the drinks. Oh, he hasn't brought out the chips and salsa yet? No. I thought you were going to. I mean, we're just like, no. We got our sunglasses on. And so anyway, she goes back around. She comes back. I mean, it's literally.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was about 12 minutes into this fiasco. She comes back and goes, oh. She just does that, I'll get, whatever. And then nothing. 18 minutes go by. We're looking at our awesome-looking, really hot salsa. We have our drinks, but I'm starting to almost feel nauseous because I'm like, I really need some food.
And there's nobody outside.
Well, there's a couple tables.
Well, I mean, like, it's not that crowded.
No, it's not like it's slamming, but there's a couple people. This is why normally, by the way, we sit at the bar, because you never have to deal with this kind of stuff. We normally always sit at the bar. That should be my tip. Always sit at the bar, because you don't have to deal with this kind of nightmare. She finally comes back. He still hasn't brought out the chips and salsa. It's like, honey, you're getting the tip. You go get our chips and salsa. I've had it with you blaming this other guy, this vapor guy, who doesn't eat. Who is going to get the tip? Honey, you're going to get the tip. Why don't you walk your little bit too big of a butt over to that chip bin and bring us our damn chips and salsa? Why? I mean, it was, don't blame other people. That was so bad. Because it's like, well, and so anyway, finally this poor guy comes over with chips and salsa. And she even said, she goes, I don't know what's with him today. He's like kind of sick or something. He's been forgetting everything. Honey, you don't know where the chips and salsa? And what did I say to her? I said, I would have got them. I just don't know where you keep them. But you do. I was really bent. Like, you know what, honey? Don't blame her because now what am I going to do? Not tip him? I'm not tipping him anyway. I'm supposed to tip you. This happened at Double Helix too. Oop, give it away. Where I heard her come back. Not that anybody knows. We'll talk about that later. But she came. She's like, "Oh, you haven't got your drinks yet? Oh, he's being really slow." The waitress. She's like, "Oh, he's being really." Honey, you're blaming the other guy. Who's getting the tip? I guess they're smart because they're like, "Oh, it's not me that's screwing you up. It's somebody else." I hate that. That chapped my hide. New York City chat room.
First of all, the chat room's completely behind you. They like where you're standing. Scott from the Vegas Video Network wants you to feel better about the life that you're in.
Right. I feel a song coming up.
Are you going to sing?
We can only play so long, though, because we'll break some copyright.
Hurry up, get to it.
I'm sailing away.
That's all I know. All right, anyway.
It's not, though. He's great.
No, I do this song in karaoke.
You have to come watch him again.
Oh, it's something to behold. Yeah. So my tip
that was
is
great. That was great.
Don't blame the other guy. That really like, and we had it happen several times that weekend. And so basically, the tip should be sit at the bar. No one to blame at the bar. We've been to fancy ass restaurants. Emerald's Fish House. Fancy. We sat at the bar, had great service. The whole thing was wonderful because the bartender, as we said before, the bartender, A, is right there. B, not used to getting a bill for $100 or whatever, especially if at a fancy place.
Yeah, if you're eating there.
Yeah, so his tip's going to be $15, $20, which he's not used to. The waitresses are used to that. The bar staff's not used to that. They're going to be like, oh, man, here's napkins, extra forks, and whatever. Want me to cut your meat for you? I mean, they're going to be on it.
That's pretty good service.
Yeah. You want me to chew it for you like we're in...
Birds.
Yeah. Like a baby bird?
No.
Can you imagine that? This restaurant's so fancy. The waitress chews your food and spits it in your mouth like a little baby bird.
That would be awesome.
Oh.
Or not.
That's the ultimate dining experience. I'm surprised that's not on like Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, like somewhere in like New Guinea or somewhere.
I don't know about that one.
We just sit there and peep. All right.
Okay. I think the show is coming to a close.
Yes.
I gotta go.
Which, by the way, honorable mention, Bikini Bar, usually where we go after the show, Whiskey Wednesdays. Bikini Bar on Warm Springs, right across the freeway. Great Wednesday night. deals. I think they're like $3. Whatever whiskey. You want Makers? $3. Jack, $3. Whatever. It's all $3.
It's a deal.
But I think we had a little absinthe, so probably no whiskey for us.
Me.
But anyway, if you'd like to talk to us, can't imagine why you would, but if you would want to, we are at pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. Pubcrawl at vegasvideonetwork.com. Toll-free listener line. I'm out of order, but I'll do it anyway. 866-966-4599. I know it because I'm calling it all the time. With Twitter, the LV Locals is us. Vegas Video Network is the network itself. Always remember, we're on Roku.
Where?
And that's big. Big.
It's awesome.
I'm liking Roku. Best remote ever. 1400 AM, Friday nights. It's at 8 to 12 now. And iTunes, YouTube, you name it. We're all over the place. But remember, you got to thank some people.
I want to thank some people. You always try to jump the gun here.
Right.
Thanks, before we go, to the live studio audience. Thank you, guys. And the live chat room.
Yeah, okay.
Now you take it away.
Oh, and remember, Pub Crawl urges you to drink responsibly. Yes. That would probably be leaving the absinthe out of the drink. Also, we do leave stuff out, which we have definitely did this week. But we don't make stuff up. So until next week, with our empty glasses, like vampires